So hey everybody, this is Andrew, and welcome to part 3 of creating a basic responsive email. Last time we created these two images that are going to stack on top of each other on mobile, and also some paddings and some other stuff I don't remember now. Next part of the email is a little bit of space here, and then this red line that we actually need the color for. Let me see. This is the hex code. So let's go ahead and add that image here. Sorry, not image, that line. Separate table row, and inside this table data, let's just actually make it, I think it's 10 pixels. And then let's give it a background color like that. That should display it right there, but I want a little more space between the text and that line. So let me go ahead and where I added the padding for the sides, I'm also gonna add a padding bottom of, I don't know, 20. Yeah, 20 looks good. Alright, and below that we have then disclaimer. Let me go ahead and copy it and create the next table row right there. Same as before, we're gonna align it to the left, vertical align it top, and then inside it the font tags. We're gonna create the style. This time around, the font that I want to use for the disclaimer is Arial, and the font size is gonna be 10 pixels. Color, and let me go ahead and copy that text right here. Since they're different paragraphs, I'm just gonna separate them with some break tags. So BR like that, and then here another 2 and another 2 here. There's supposed to be a copy sign here, so copy, there you go. And you have it. I, however, would like to give it a little more space. I don't want it sticking to the sides. You see, it has some space here. So let's go ahead and add it here on the table data. So a style, I want padding at the top to be 20 pixels. At the bottom, I want 30. And on the sides, I want maybe 10. Yeah, that should be good. All right, there you go. So the email as a desktop version is ready. Let me go ahead and preview it so you guys can see what we've done so far. We have the logo with the hero image, some text, the secondary images that are going to stack on mobile, then the red line, and the disclaimer. The thing about this is that when I lower the resolution, like mimicking the screen of a phone, like an iPhone, it's not adapting. For that, we need to add some classes to the code and also what we call media queries. So let me go ahead and show you how to do that. Okay, so we're going to go to the very top right here, and inside the head tag right there, we're going to type in the media query. That actually has to go inside some style tags. So let's open those and type in, what is it? Type, not style. Type text CSS. So inside the style tags, we're going to type in the media query. To be honest with you, I don't know it by heart, so let me go ahead and copy it somewhere. Alright, so here we go. At media only screen and max width. Now this is the important part. This is going to tell the code whenever a certain screen reaches a specific resolution, when should it start applying the changes. So in this case, an industry standard is 480 pixels. So that means that whenever a phone has a resolution, or actually any mobile device has a resolution of 480 pixels or less, then the changes are going to be applied. Now inside here is where we start adding the classes. And if you were to add a class on regular web, you would just type a period and then the name of the class. But in email, we do it a little different. We're going to type in an asterisk and then square brackets. And then inside them, we're going to type in the word class, then the name of the class, so something. And after that, we're going to do some curly brackets like that. So inside these curly brackets, we're going to be adding the properties that we want to change whenever the screen reaches a resolution that is actually below 480 pixels. So first thing that we want to do, we don't need that many classes for this email, but the most important one is going to be the one that is going to allow the container, which is 600 pixels, to be a mobile container. So whenever the screen reaches a 480 pixel resolution or less, then we want to make the entire thing 320 pixels, because that's the smallest one I think we have on the iPhone 4, 4S, and those smaller screens. So I'm going to call that class, you can just call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it mobile width, like that. And the properties that I want a mobile width are a width of 100%, so it's going to take up 100% of the screen regardless of the resolution. And we also need to type in important, so it has a higher priority. And then the height, we want it to be automatic, like that. So let me go ahead and apply this class so I can show you what happens afterwards. If I come right here to the parent table and I add the class equals the name that we set right there, the container, whenever it reaches a smaller resolution, is going to shrink. So therefore, we're not going to have any problem with expanding images. But as you can see right here, it's not doing anything because just the container is shrinking. It's not actually shrinking the images, which is what we're going to do next. So this main here, right here, takes up the whole container. It's 600 pixels. We're going to go ahead and adapt that to be also 100% of the screen. But I'm going to name it with a different class. Let me just copy this. And right here we're going to add, for the images, I'm going to call it set images, and I'm going to call it 100 because it's going to be 100%. So same properties, but different element. So in order to add the class, I don't want to add it to the table itself because that is going to already shrink with the parent table. I want to add it to the image itself. So in the image tag, I'm going to add the set images 100 class, and I'm going to save it so I can show you right here what happens. Just going to refresh this real quick. So nothing happens here, but once we shrink that resolution, check it out. The image is now adapting to 100% of the screen. As you can see, once it reaches 480 pixels, boom, it's going to adapt to 100%, and it's going to keep doing that all the way to the lowest resolution that this browser allows, which is 280. So there you go. And as you can see, the text is set as what we call fluid, so it's going to adapt to whatever resolution we have. It's not going to stretch the container. Alright, so that's looking good. Then, since the text is already liquid, we need to add the next part of the classes, which are these two images right here. So I'm going to leave these images for part number 4, and we'll go ahead and take care of some other details that are missing there too. So thank you very much for watching.